Hello again. We got some more Tuesdays coming up, and as long as there's going to be Tuesdays, I'll probably have a TwoSun knife to look at. This week, another Jelly Jerry design here. This is a titanium frame lock. This is the TS228, also known as the Aurora. And this one is pretty interesting. Let me go ahead and deploy it, and it certainly comes out with a thwack. Now you can see this one certainly has an interesting sort of thing going on here. We got a high flat grind on this thing, but we have this nice hole here that I actually have a little bit of difficulty getting my finger in there for reverse flick, but I think a lot of that's probably the fact that my finger is just a little bit larger than some others. So your mileage may vary on that. And we can see we have just an itty bitty little bit of a compound grind going on here at the tip. For the most part, as you can see here, it's mostly cosmetic in design. We got a nice action. This one sounds super nice and solid when you close it up. It's quite open back here, but the blade is very, very nice and tucked snugly out the way, so no problems with getting cut there. And you got that little chamfering on both sides for your finger to hit on when you're flicking the knife out. A lot of people really seem to like this knife. Enough so that this thing holds a pretty high value, usually, or at least higher than a lot of other knives in that same kind of titanium frame lock and 14C28N from TwoSun kind of territory there. And it's a little interesting to me because I actually don't find this knife to be super comfortable. It's fine up here with that first finger, but your middle finger ends up landing basically on here unless you really want to hold this guy very, very far back, in which you can, but the pocket clip is so much high up there, and we got just kind of a blocky nature there, that to me, it's not super comfortable that way either, because you have some stuff digging into you. So to kind of cinch up just a little bit more, then yeah, you have your middle finger basically on these humps here. Not exactly my favorite thing. We do have a little bit of a lock bar access though on this one, so that's nice. And when I say a little, I do mean a little, so you don't feel a giant jutting out of that liner there. So that's quite nice. I like that. The pocket clip works quite nice. It's decently flexible, as you can see there, and very, very deep carry. You're only going to have just that little tiny bit out there. And the back spacer here has a little lanyard area for you to attach a little fob there if that's something that you are into. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little shy of 3.5 inches. It's 3.4, 3.4 something. So let's go ahead and do some comparisons here. Here we are with the Spyderco PM2. And the blade's pretty similar on that, but of course it does have that unsharpened portion for the choil there. Benchmade 940. Yeah, just a little bit smaller. Ontario Rat number 1. And yeah, it's right around the same kind of blade length there. Where is aha? And why not? The Spyderco Menix 2 XL, which yes, it is definitely larger than this knife. So, yes, talked a little bit about the ergos on this one. That wasn't exactly my cup of tea. It is interesting. I do have another one on the way. That's another Jelly Jerry design. I think it's the 213. If not, it's the 215. It's one of those two. That seems to have a bit of the same blade profile sort of thing going on there. but it looks like the handle's going to be a lot more comfortable. So I'm excited about that. They're super new. I've purchased some of the first ones out there, but yeah, they haven't got to me yet. So we will see in the coming weeks and whatnot how that ends up working out. Sorry about saying the whatnot there. I just caught myself. So this hole also kind of has a little bit of a swedge or something like that cut on there. I think that's pretty much just for aesthetics and to help with the whole blade balance sort of thing, which ends up being a little bit further back, probably because it is kind of designed for you to have a more lax away from the blade grip to it rather than being right up on it. So let's see how thick. Well, I'm in millimeters, so let's check the blade stock thickness on this one. And this one is basically 3.7. It was until I just nudged that. So yeah, it's basically 3.7 millimeters there. So just a little tiny bit thinner than a lot of other TwoSuns out there that usually have that 3.8 to 4.0 millimeter blade stock thickness. Apparently I need to zero that out. All right, and it is a little thick though. It's basically 0.625 of an inch, which yeah, that's fairly thick. But we can see that I mean, yeah, we have some thick titanium going on both sides here. Probably a little bit more than was absolutely necessary, but I know you wanted to do these this contouring down here as well as having the carbon fiber inlays. So I suppose that makes sense. Let's go ahead and take a look under the covers. Got that guy here. This always does worry me just a little bit. Like, yes, they are asymmetrical shapes, so that helps, but it is going into a non-metal material there. This is carbon fiber, so it's really not that bad. Nowhere near as bad as doing it on micarta, like they've accidentally done on a model or two. Only one of which really comes to mind at the moment. So yeah, you just don't really want to go super crazy wrenching on the knife while it's in your pocket, because bad things may or may not happen. I would like for things to come apart, please. There we go. Aha, yeah, so whatever the hell that is on the inside. Oh, it was probably tape. That looked like the yellow tape, so I probably opened up something from eBay on that. I think it was probably a replacement battery for a cell phone that I was going to do a little bit ago with my Pixel XL, but haven't done that yet. Alright, so yes, inside we got the bearing race. We have the blade stop pin there that goes between the titanium. No milling on the inside because, well, it's quite heavily milled on the outside between the carbon fiber inlays there that are held in with screws, so you can take those out for any of your anodization pleasures. This D-shaped pivot is carved all the way through, even though, yeah, it's only D-shaped on, yeah, the lock bar side there. But otherwise, yep, it's pretty simple construction on the inside. Obviously, it works quite well. Let's go ahead. The stop pin is decently large. Not anything super overbuilt, but not something you should really ever have a problem with. Oh, come on. wonder why that one wants to fight me. Oh. That had something to do with it. The lock bar was way too far over. Why? Because I've picked it up before I actually put that in there. But I was trying to avoid using my, or having my wrist just take up the entire camera, and that's exactly what I get for it. Alright, yep, we're all nice and back together. Pivot's probably just a little tighter than I need it. Yeah, okay. Something to note about this one. The detent on this one is a little earlier than some of the other ones that I've taken a look at, but we also have a large enough scallop there that you can completely bypass that flipper tab actually making contact with your thumbnail if you would like. Sometimes I do like that because, well, I got weak nails anyway, and you can probably see some cracks and whatnot that have formed just from me playing around with knives all the time. Alright, so I think I've covered everything that I would like to about this TS228 Aurora. I like the design. I like the looks of it. The blade on it is quite interesting and does a really nice job at cutting and all that. But yeah, just that handle for me is just a little uncomfortable. But luckily, like I said, one of the newer designs that are coming out seems to have around the same kind of blade, but a bit of a different handle, and hopefully that one works out just a little bit better for me. But, alright, well, until next Tuesday, I will go ahead and leave it at that. So, as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your day, yo.